Man, what's the knowledge? It's your boy Demon. We back. Coming to y'all yet again. Another banger here on the channel, man. And today, listen, we talking about the Diddler today, man. I don't know what to say. No Diddy on it, but listen. The feds finally decided to come get that guy Diddy, man. Like, he has a federal indictment with various charges in that indictment. And as a lot of you guys know, bro, once the feds come for you, it's usually a wrap.
Hey.
It's usually a wrap. It's like 90% a wrap, bro. Like, unless it's some major oversight or some major loophole or something like that, bro, or some conflict of interest or something, it's usually a wrap for you when the feds come. So listen, I'm not gonna waste too much time with this, man. If you like these videos, hit that like. If you enjoy these videos and you want to see them more consistently, hit the subscribe button. If you want to be notified of when I drop, as soon as I drop, hit that notification bell. You already know what to do. Real ones already know what to do. Without further ado, let's get straight into it, man. So according to NBC News, this is what you need to know about Sean Diddy Combs' arrest. The music mogul Sean Diddy Combs was arrested yesterday at the Park Hyatt Hotel on West 57th Street. In a federal indictment until today, Combs was charged with the racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The charges are tied to freak-offs, coerced sex acts that Combs allegedly orchestrated and recorded. An attorney for Combs said today he plans to plead not guilty and will fight with all of his energy. Combs has faced a wave of lawsuits, one as recent as last week, accusing him of sexual assault and misconduct in the past year. He has denied every wrongdoing. So listen, man, like I said earlier, when the feds come, typically it's a wrap. Now, when it comes to more like the civil cases, maybe he has to go to civil court, like the lawsuits, like they said that he just were, or that were just filed against him as recently as last week. Those cases, like, it's kind of wishy-washy, right? Because it could just be a girl that he smashed 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and now she see that the Cassie case and how that played out, and she's seeing that people coming for him. She may be looking at it like, okay, now's the time for me to play my move so she can get a little bit of bread or what have you. You know, people do things like that even if it's not necessarily, you know, that he did anything to that person. Now, past that point, is Diddy notorious in the industry for these freak-offs and these secret parties and all this? Of course. I've heard different people talk about, just, you know, different artists and people in the industry talk about the different type of parties and how anticipated Diddy parties would be amongst different people in that community, right? Like, a lot of people look forward to those parties. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people would hint at and insinuate, or, you know, whatever the word is for it. They would try to hint at, you know, it's a lot of devious activity going on at Diddy's parties a lot of the time, bro. Like, it may be you may have a regular party that started at 9 o'clock. It ended at like 1 o'clock, but at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's when the real freak off happened. You get me? Like, so he kind of already has a reputation for some devious behavior. And then, like, recently earlier this year, we see the video of him chasing Cassie in the hotel, which happened years ago, but we're just now seeing a video. But we see that footage and we see, okay, this guy isn't all what it's cut out to be in terms of his imagery out here in society. You know, before this point, Diddy was basically known as a media mogul, a hip-hop mogul, a businessman, a billionaire. You know, and people didn't really think that, you know, he would come into his fortune by some very unsavory tactics, to say the least. But typically, when it comes to any billionaire, they usually have to do something a bit morally questionable or ethically questionable to get their wealth. Usually, I'm not gonna say every billionaire, millionaire is like that, but usually, like, you know, if you're an Elon Musk figure and you want to build a pipeline or something for Starlink, you're probably gonna have to destroy some type of village in Africa to get your pipeline or whatever started up, and you're gonna have to displace other people and blah blah blah. That's usually the cost of doing that type of business when you're at that level. You know, we've heard the story about Diddy, you know, picking up certain artists and hanging them over the side of the balcony or the skyscrapers or the loft that he stay in, basically threatening them to sign certain things. And we've heard stories, and this is all alleged, by the way, but we heard the Kid Cudi stories of, you know, he telling Kid Cudi he's gonna blow up his car, and then Kid Cudi's car actually does fucking explode. And like, it's weird, bro. And I guess, man, like when Diddy said he was a savage, he wasn't lying, bro. He a savage, bro. And that's how he looked at it. Anything he want, he could get. You feel me? But a lot of people who really be on that type of time fail to realize, like, you think you can play by different rules, or you don't have to follow the rules, bro. Eventually, everything's gonna come to light. Like, you can play in the dark, but eventually everything's gonna come to light. Eventually. For most people. Have there been some people who do devious, deranged, deviant, or you know, I'm forgetting the word right now, but degenerate, that's what I'm looking for. Have there been people who do degenerate shit and gotten away with it all their life? I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure people have, and they've never gotten caught in woo out the bam and all that. But listen, man, for most people, for 95% of people, eventually you do some dirt, you're eventually gonna get exposed. People are eventually gonna find out about it. And depending on what you do, maybe they'll let you slide. Most likely they won't. But when it comes to sex crimes and prostitution and forcing people to have sex with people they don't want to have sex with and do different things that they wouldn't normally do, especially when it comes to women, bruh, it's over with for you. Like, they're not playing any games with any dude who's moving like that, bruh. And I can only imagine him being who he is, him being a billionaire. He probably thought he could get away with that for life. You feel me? He probably knew so many people and had dirt on so many people, and I think that's one of the tactics he would use to have dirt on people and to blackmail people is he would have a freak off and have the cameras recording and have the videos of maybe some guy who was a very prominent and famous and wealthy guy in any industry, whether it be movies, music, any of that, entertaining, an athlete. He'll be a very famous and notable guy and established guy, but now you go to a Diddy freak off, you pop a Molly, you drinking champagne, and now you fucking some dude in his booty. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you let some guy do that to you. You know what I'm saying? Or you doing, like, it's a lot of that going on. It's kind of similar to like the Jeffrey Epstein type thing, bro. Like, he was basically like, Diddy is like a Jeffrey Epstein figure, but to a lower extent or a lesser extent. Whereas Jeffrey Epstein, he was doing it to world leaders. He was doing it to princes and royal families and politicians and moguls and conglomerates and the head of these conglomerates and stuff like that. Like, it's that, but to a lesser degree. But you gotta know eventually, like, you're gonna get caught. Everything's gonna come to light. Even if you look at Jeffrey Epstein, like, bro, his stuff came to light in a sense, cause we still don't know whose names are in the little black book. The public still doesn't have that little black book. I think when we do get that little black book, bro, if we ever get it, it's gonna be so doctored and so edited, and it's not gonna be the actual black book that's really what it's supposed to be. When the public does, if the public does ever get their hands on it. But even back on Diddy, bro, it's like you're getting your sons involved in this. Apparently his sons and them are kind of taking after their father and doing certain depraved acts, you know, following the same tactics. It's just, bro, and I don't like the relish on the downfall of any people, yet alone a black man. But bro, when you do degenerate, devious stuff, bro, I have no sympathy or empathy for you. Like, you can't think because you're a billionaire and you throw these extravagant parties and you have money and power and stuff that you could just force a girl to get flipped or have a train ran on or do some lesbian stuff and she don't want to do it. You can't do that, bro. You feel me? Like, this isn't fucking Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't you can't do that, bro. That's not cool. That's not good. You can't force people to do different things that they don't want to do. Or even if, let's say, people wanted to do certain things, you can't record them without them knowing and then using it as blackmail or using it as leverage against them to make them do whatever you want them to do at a later date. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, they finally got the Diddler. You get what I'm saying? He's out of here, at least for right now, for the time being. I mean, this dude is a billionaire, so he could probably hire, or not probably, he will hire the best legal team that any person with that access to money could get. So maybe they'll find a workaround on it. Maybe he'll get lesser time. I heard people saying, like, once he gets charged, his career is going to be over. I don't really know about that, especially with the amount of influence and money and connections he got, because we've seen people do different stuff and they've slid from it before. But I don't know, man. At this point, we're just going to see. Whenever I get any updates to anything, I will let you guys know. Once again, my name is Demon. Shouts out to the real ones who love to support the channel. I love y'all. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn on the notice like I said it. And yeah, man, I'm going to see y'all guys in the next one, man. Peace.